Hey guys, it's Edwin here, and today I'm going to talk about emotional hangover after leaving an abusive relationship. When you've left an abusive relationship, you'll experience some sort of emotional hangover, which may look similar as when you've had too much to drink. Let's say you've had many shots of tequila, and then the next morning you're feeling this headache, nausea, and all those things. But now you are feeling an emotional hangover after that discard or after you leave that abusive relationship. You will experience negative feelings of sadness, irritability, rage, and even feeling emotionally drained and physically drained. When you have an emotional hangover, the effects of that emotional event, which is now the breakup or the discard or you leaving that relationship, will linger for a while. So, any event in life can be a trigger of something that was always lacking deep inside you. You experience an emotional hangover after leaving an abusive relationship because the event, which is leaving the abusive relationship, has scratched some of your unhealed wounds or trauma, like abandonment wounds, which brings to the surface some of the past numbed emotions. Because an abusive relationship is where you numb your emotions so much so that you can survive. So if you leave, once you leave, that event scratches some of those unhealed parts within you. So it has exposed some of the emotions that you are stuffing during the relationship. You stuff those emotions to survive the relationship or to avoid quarrels and arguments. So your emotions were also constantly invalidated. So you believe that those emotions you were experiencing were not real or were not supposed to be felt. So the pain and fears which were being held in place by that restrictive relationship are now coming to the surface. So when you experience this hangover, your mind will trick you and even try to convince you to go back to the relationship. And when pain and fears from 5, 10, 20, or even 30 years ago brings you so much distress, you might be tempted to jump into a situationship because those emotions are just unbearable. So all those pain from 20 years ago, all the traumatic memories from 20 years ago are just coming to the surface. And you may also find yourself engaging in unhealthy habits like binge eating or even excessive drinking just to numb the pain again. So the pain is coming to the surface, but you're finding something to just press it down again. There is also another route you can take. You may develop a positive outlook out of the emotional distress you are going through and work on yourself so that you can not feel those emotions in future. You are not to blame for all those past experiences, but you have the power to choose what you're going to do with those resurfaced emotions or those resurfaced unhealed wounds. You can choose the best path, of course, of dealing with them for good, or the path of stuffing them or bottling them down again and suffering. Actually, when you're in so much distress and you are feeling emotionally overwhelmed, it becomes so easy to process and deal with those emotions for good because they are clearly visible. They are on the surface, so it can just take some good therapy and to clear them. Yeah, being swamped with emotions is not the best place to be. And of course, your mind and your current reality or your current perception will prefer the numb state where you are not feeling anything. But if you seek proper therapy while you are in this state, you'll be able to safely process what's been brought to the surface for good. Imagine processing what's been brought to the surface for good, like processing something which has been there within you for 30 years and then you're just processing. So do not add more band-aid to the pain. See the fact that you now feel or even remember those traumatic memories as a blessing in disguise or as the universe telling you that, hey, I'm now giving you this opportunity to really go inwards and unbind yourself from those chains of emotional pain for good. So emotional hangover will be there, but use that hangover to really now work on yourself and to really heal to the level that you've never even felt before. You've never even felt before getting into that abusive relationship. Hope you found that informative, guys. Until next time, see ya.